So hope you're doing great, everyone out there. Andyglobe is my name. And I just want to invite you to another little producing session. I don't know if it's working out. I think so, yeah. Has a bit of the Wu-Tang, a little bit to the right side, came to me somehow. Yeah, shout out to these guys in productions who ain't was inspired and still inspired from them. Thanks a lot for great music in the time of being youth and more, or to get an adult and more. Had a couple of CDs as well of them, etc., etc. Great beats and still has them, or they have them, kind of. So shout out to these guys as well. Thanks for your art and more. So, of course, inspired by these guys, by the beats I make or I make myself, to a high percentage, of course, of it. As I was running for 2, 3, 4 hours ago, did nearly 120, I think, and then most of the time I do a bit relaxing after that and enjoy some productions that are in the making of, and there comes a beat to me that needs a drum loop, maybe can, yeah, or you can serve it with a drum loop, and this is what I do now, maybe before somehow putting some vocals on it. And yeah, that's why I want to invite you how to do drum loops, or at least how I do drum loops, doing, or on this beat. Normally you can play it with the keyboard over MIDI file, over your Cubase, or you can set them kind of audio sampling. That's what I meant earlier on with this big fish audio samples. If you search them on these um, shops in the internet, Best Service, Thomann, and all of them, music store, etc., etc. If they as well sell it. Um, Audio samples, kicks and snares, and much more to have these typical soundscapes they have in hip hop, or most of the time hip hop. Big kicks, big snares, and yeah, well produced stuff. Expensive kicks and snares, if you like. Um, and this beat, I think I want to have some of these expensive kicks and snares, or produced kicks and snares like they have in this hip hop um, and production music nowadays. So let's listen to the beat first with the, I think with the, listen to it. I think a new style of beats, or of composing, at least in my understanding. Um, I'll try to search a new way to compose music. And for many, if you can see this, I did a lot of studies, um, former, and a lot of beats former this came out, and then came up with a new system, or at least to me a new system, and It's a chromatic composer. It says you don't go with the yeah with the like Bach did it. They call it the well temperated music. And you have to quick go for a glass of water. The well temperated music. It says if we imagine the the keys, for example, we go on a C to an C. These are and just go with the white keys of it. Now we can of course there are black keys on the keyboard as well. So if we go kind of push them all like we have a big crowd of melodies and tones of course. So the thing is now how to get a system out of these tones and half tones, if you like. And I think this is what they did in the past, like Bach and all the yeah former composers and founders and more. They try to build a system out of that. So you have, for example, let's go for an C, D straight, and an E minor. These are chords which I think we all know from music. Um, they serve a really nice, yeah, nice harmonic, um, a nice harmonic to your ear, kind of. And that's why I think they call it the well temperated music. They try to build a system out of this. What we can do with this? Let's go for chords, etc., etc. If I'm in right suggestion, ladies and gentlemen, but I think to a very large picture, um, I'm visualizing it the right way. So I play a lot of course, these chords. Etc. etc. But if you play a lot of these chords, somehow you want to have something new, of course. And this is what I did in this in this beat. So I try to temperate my own music kind of and go with an chromatic chord division, if you like. So what you do is you play the tones and go with a more mathematical um, aspect to it. So this is maybe the yeah, I don't know. Let's see about it later on. Sounds a bit like the James Bond theme. Yeah, this is maybe the chromatic system. The thing is about if you suggest um, a new system or try to think more mathematic, you never can go wrong really. So if you see the keys more on a more on a more on mathematic than to your ear, you can of course build whole new galaxies of good music. For example, this one, etc., etc. And this is what I did on this beat. And I studied music a lot for, like I said, I did a lot of versions before this this sheen or this schematic came to me, and this is now a kind of a new, yeah, new um, something new to your ear, or something that's not really all day in the radio, kind of. So it's called monochromatic system, and now it's about to, yeah, I think it can serve, or it can go for some cool drums in this maybe new style of production, or yeah, maybe hip hop styled drum samples, drum loops. So I have a couple of them. I have a folder of wave samples, for example, at Hip Hop High, Big Fish Audio. Then I have a couple of native instruments, Total Hip Hop, Zero G, etc., that are bought somehow and carried over many years now. And here and there, I have the love for using these samples. Um, and this time, I think I bought a plugin called Drums Overkill for many years. It's a great plugin who serves a lot of drum samples and recognize for, I don't know, 2 3 years or something. Hey, these files of MIDI, they serve it as well on an audio um, aspect, and this is what I listen to here. Listen now, and I think I will use some of these drums overkill samples. So what I do is now choosing cool samples and and collect some for the production. I think I showed you the beat somehow. Heaven, I think, was the lyric. It was maybe cool. Let's set a marker on 379 BD1. So start over. There are some cool samples in it. Let's go for maybe a second folder, if you like. What we have, drum kits. they serve a lot of cool stuff. Let's go for pop ballads. See what they serve, what they can serve. So what we search now is a cool drum kit that will really catches your ear and say, okay, this is a hit kit for a hit track kind of. It's not bad. It's a little bit thin, but the sound of it, nine, what is it, 928? Let's give it a second. A second playing. Yeah, maybe a crossover kit. If you play later a couple of guitars to it or something, it can go for a cool, like a cool crossover track in terms of former productions that are made. Have a cool vision for it. Maybe go for a guitar playing later on with my guitar, and fill it into the to the speed. Let's see about that. So what, I don't know if you see them. What you do now is go for these samples now. Where's the folder? To save files is an art of itself. By working a lot with these, or working a lot of music and more, I think is a very interesting point as well to to brain about how to store files the most effective way, if you like. And this is a very in the industry. I think it's a kind of a high percentage of performance in the whole world and industry to store files an effective way, kind of. If we see, for example, I don't know, the mobile phone or the whole internet, broad Facebook, YouTube, how to store files. Really, the more or the most effective way is an art by itself to really reduce in terabytes or megabytes or gigabytes, or what they call it, kind of. So let's see about I think it was the 991. Yes, maybe a bit. It's not really that hip hoppy, like for example at Ice Cube production, which I posted a couple of days before. It's more thin. Yeah, okay. Let's give it a try and see. Let's give it a try and see what can turn out of that. So we use now that kit. It was, I think, 929, and load that samples into the Cubase. Okay, let's see about that. Now you ask me if this is okay. etc., of course. One line or more lines. We go with more lines. And now you have the kit, the drum kit, which gets um, which gets played soon into in your Cubase to put these samples in right direction to have a great aspirant drum loop, or in this case, um, blown up drum experience, if you like. If I'm in an English that makes sense. So, okay, now you can listen to the kit. Yeah, it's okay. I think it's cool to create and crossover track something, a bit of everything, a bit of hip hoppy, a bit of guitar, a bit of singing, a bit of rapping, kind of a nice, yeah, all around track. Maybe something like Mach die Fünfe gerade, or some other tracks that are made. Let's go from there. Let's see about that. Let's have a snare first. Okay, these two guys maybe seems to sound cool. Mono stereo. Choose for yourself. Listen to it. Do one in mono, one in stereo, and then go from there. Which you prefer? Sometimes it's mono, sometimes stereo, or go with both of them. Then you can you can or you're able to make sure you have already the or the cool sound. So do it twice, for one for kick, for snare. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we're working with Cubase Steinberg, which which um, supports me for many years, more than 15 years now, I think, or more. What a lovely broad or coming down. Thanks to all you guys out there who making stuff possible. The company Steinberg, the Facebook, the YouTube, the Bill Gates, and more. Thanks a lot. So let's see about that. We'll make sure that levels are not too high, because your speakers don't get distorted. Let's see about that. Now we have to go down a bit. Okay, now we can listen to the groove so far. Okay, sounds cool so far. Let's go down with the um, with the volume to set up levels. Cool way. So I will be quiet for a moment and just let you enjoy do them if you like. Let's see about that. Let's cheat a bit. First layout, go save the project. I hope you guys still live or we still live. Last minutes my my life, my life translating kind of. So what we need now is a hi-hat. Let's check out the former loop I was sent to the Cubase. Let's see about that. If we clone this one, what I had already. So we need one more mono and stereo. What is now the this sounds like a hi-hat to me. Go for a mono and stereo. Yeah, so cool. Sounds a bit to me like those 90s hip hop grooves from Death Row, and all of them has a bit the vibe of it. Maybe it's why maybe the samples are the same. Um the tools I have maybe the same. Some 80s kit and stuff. Maybe the influenced by it, of course, as well. Maybe a bit of everything. But sounds cool. Sounds old school. Sounds vibey. Maybe go for a guitar above it, and more than you have maybe something between. I don't know. Sounds on a bit of everything, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, and 2000s, and more. So what we have more ensembles, what we doesn't crash or something. Is there a crash somewhere? Mm, not really a crash, but maybe better than nothing, kind of. Okay, yeah, let's see about that. Let's tilt a bit. Let's get fresh ears and come back to it. What's going on with this one? Or maybe go for another kit that we can combine with that one. Yeah, let's see about that. Um, Now we have to brain really about mathematic in terms of what is a great arrangement, what we played earlier as instrumentation, and which drums really suppose or seems to fit the best, kind of. But this is another on another section now. We have a great, yeah, a cool signal, and this is for the moment, I think, a cool start. And go for a break now. With fresh ears, to have fresh ears. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this is how you do a drum loop into your Cubase. If you have an audio sample folder or a sample CD somewhere, picking out samples from your library and then put it into audio or stereo. If you want to have this yeah, hip hop feeling, kind of an MPC or something like that. Let's do some quantization, maybe, etc., etc. There was a man who traveled the globe, brings back a song he wrote, song about peace, joy within. He played for a new world begins. Man with dreams, work comes close, do some forward, all he knows. Back for coins, guitar in hand, he sang song where he can lift peace. Yeah, yeah, forgive her, who and me. Yeah, peace, forgive her, who and me. Man with dreams, work comes close, do some forward, all he knows. Back for coins, guitar in hand, he sang song where he can lift peace. Forgive her, and me. Lift peace. Forgive her, and me. I'll lift peace. And more and more. So yeah, maybe it's a cool thing. Let's see about that, what we can do next. Coming up with some guitars, etc., etc. As backing or as chorin, as choirin. Let's see about that later on. I'm out for now. Hope you enjoyed my Cubase session. Links around that post for more if you like. Stay tuned. Have a great Sunday. Andyglobe. Bye bye.